Alright, now that I hit record. uh, a lot of y'all like the vacuum cleaner solution of mine, the fix. I try to do videos of, yeah, that's not going to let me rotate the camera. Oh well. Let's do this. Even though I can't see y'all, I'm looking at the camera. I try to do videos of, like stuff fixing around the house, everyday stuff, to help other viewers out there who might be looking at for the same thing, to fix their utilities. You know, and I always keep you all, the viewers, in mind, to help you all out, you know, if I can. Now, outside, usually, if I got neighbors out or whatever, I feel weird having my phone point at me and talking about different stuff. So, you won't catch me in a lot of that. But inside the house, it's different. It's me. But anyways, I've got this washer. And I want to show y'all what happens. It's not probably going to do it, but I'm going to try it and show y'all what happens, and what the fix is for it, in case you're all having it. It's one of two things that could cause a washer to do what I'm about to show you, if it does it. So here we go. Now I have a Whirlpool, and it is a Ultimate Care 2. Now this is called the timer, because you set it, and this is the buzzer. This controls the hot, cold, whatever temperatures, and this is your load size. Now the water, I don't know if y'all can see, you ain't gonna see it here, it's an old washer, but right here is where the water comes. Now behind it, you've got this little box. You ain't gonna see it because I got the cover on it and it's dark. But there's this box, and it's got like I don't want to say a solenoid, because that's part of that's a vehicle, part of a vehicle. It's got these valves. You've got a cold and a hot. And usually, if you got a problem one time where you turn your warm to cold, and then your hot to cold, and as the washer cycles, if you get just hot water one time, and then you know you're supposed to get cold, or let's say you set it just for cold, okay? And you just get cold water, you take your hand, you put it under, and it's just cold. Okay? That's fine. It's working. Well, then you set it to warm. You're supposed to get both hot and cold. You put your hand under, it's just cold. Well, there's a possibility that that valve in the back could be bad. That little box. And that's supposed to control. It's got like a little electronic relay in there, and it switches back and forth. Let you cold and you're hot. That's why you got both hoses hooked up to your washer. That box is probably bad. But here, I'm about to show you. Let's see if I can do this. What it is, I'm going to tell you the solution already. Let me get a nail. My problem I'm having right now is this right here. It's a safety switch. You open this up, and you got this little thing right here, and it pushes down on this right here. And that activates your cycles, your agitation, spin dry, rinse, all of that. Anything the washer does, pretty much it operates. Agitation wise, it really, you can open the lid and it'll still agitate. So every washer, I'm sure, is different. I think every washer of this style I've had, you can open the lid and it'll agitate. The only thing that the button, I think, does is just stops it from going through a spin cycle, like a spin dry or a rinse. That way, You know, if a little young kid comes in, sticks his hand in there, he ain't gonna get ripped up in there, you know, and drowned or something. Or get his arm hurt. But my switch is the problem. So, let's see if I can get this to do what it's giving me an issue with. Now, my timer is bad, by the way. I'm letting y'all know my timer is bad. So, in my case, I got two things wrong here. But the normal side of the timer works. So, okay, it gets water. So, my main issue I'm having is when it goes to rinse. Okay, I got it on rinse now. Nothing's in there. It shouldn't do anything. You might hear the timer go but you won't hear nothing. Like it won't go into rinse. Well, you might have to have water in it. Because it's got a weight switch in it. So it ain't going to go through its thing until it fills up. So let's just let it fill up. Put it on small. And let's put it on cold. Not trying to use no gas in my water heater to heat the water here. Tell y'all something else. If y'all ever get a crack in your bucket, which is supposed to be unheard of, by the way, you're going to have water leaking all underneath your washer, behind, pretty much around it. And when that happens, you pretty much just got to take your whole washer and chuck it out in the garbage, get a new one. Or another used one. Now this one, I bought this used from a guy who fixes and repairs these washers. And I think I paid $75 for it. I've had this thing for, God, I couldn't tell you, a long time. I've had to replace a belt on it once, on the water pump, and that was it. It's been good ever since. I think it might have been a belt and a water pump that I put on this. This thing's been great ever since. The only thing that's messed up right now is the agitation. I think at the bottom of the washer, it's got this thing. Now see, it's not going to do nothing right now because, anyways, I got the lid up. But you can hear it humming, or I can. So, shut the lid. No, let's see here. I heard it click. Let's see what the heck it's going to do. Okay, yeah, it's not going to do nothing. So I'm going to shut the lid. It's running through its cycle. It's still buzzing over here. But it ain't doing nothing. Now your washer might, if it's doing this, it will just sit there and then you will wake up in the morning, or you will, I don't know, after you're done doing whatever you're doing, you come back and your washer says off, but you open it and there's still water in there. And your clothes are wet. It's like, what the heck? Well, I'm going to tell you what that is. Like I said, with this, in my case, this washer, it was this bad boy here. That switch is going bad. So, when I shut it, it's just over here, nothing. Now, sometimes you can take all this stuff that I got, set on top of the lid, and it'll take off. Sometimes. Yep, see, it clicked. Just sit here for a minute. Let's speed this up. Alright, now it's draining. See that? I got up off the lid. Nothing. Nothing. Now press on the lid. It starts. I let go of the lid. It shuts off. So, if you're having that issue, the easiest way to fix a problem like this, if you've got kids, especially, is, okay, I'm trying to think like, for a woman, because most women these days, not all, I'm just saying most, don't want to take their washer apart, take these two screws out on the outside, and then get the switch out, wire the two wires together, and bypass the switch altogether. Now, if you've got kids and you do that, this thing, no matter if you open the lid or not, it's going to do whatever it's supposed to do, because it thinks that the lid is shut. So, that's a fair warning. If you do that, I don't know what else to say. Anything that happens to your pets or kid is on you as the owner of the washer, pretty much, or your friend or spouse, whomever. But if you want to get by that, something you can try. I've never tried it, but you could find a nail. Now this one's probably too big, but you could find one smaller than this. And you could probably even put on the outside. You might both put on the inside maybe. I don't know. And tape it to this here if this hasn't broke off completely. Whoops, let me tilt that back up. Put it on that. That head might, yeah, see now the head will go through on this one. So you might even, if you're afraid of the point, put it this way. And tape it up. That way when you shut the lid, it's going to push down on this all the way. And I'll show you what happens when... I still got that on, don't I? Yeah. When you push this here, watch. This is what happens. Pump should start. Well, look at that. Now my thing ain't coming back up. Ain't that some shit? There it goes. There it goes. See, my switch is really bad. So I'm going to have to rig it probably. I'm going to have to take it apart, I think. Because, it's not even... It's trying. There it goes. See, it started that time. And it's going to suck every bit of that out. Yep. Come on. Come on. Come on. Well, ain't that a booger? Yeah, well, I might just have to go ahead and fix it. Because it ain't doing that now. But anyways, that's it. I have to just take these two screws out, wire them together, and then it'll be fixed. But, there you go.